Well, the only one person on the panel that is married with kids here is our friend Nima. So as you're hearing this conversation go down, married, how long have you been married?
Less than a year, but with the same woman for about 4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5 years, and you have a daughter.
Yeah.
So congratulations. As you're hearing this discussion, the women working, beautiful, attractive, Nick, staunch in his opinions, celibate, Michael, ladies' man.
Man of
What's
God.
your take?
Man, maybe I am
man of God.
You don't know. You don't know.
Nat, virgin. Maybe there's something here, Nick. I don't know. I don't know if you like the dark meat, but we can have that convo. Yeah. What's your advice for men, women, families? What do you see out there?
Yeah, you know, as crazy as it is, I agree with some of the things that Nick said. And my wife is a college graduate, and she's a teacher by training, and she stays home. You know, we underestimate how much it takes to really give a loving dedication to raising a child. I mean, my wife really wakes up sometimes 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. How could she work? I knew before I got married, I was working with fashion models in New York for about 10 years, and I got a nice little, small city girl, like village girl from Germany, evangelical Christian. And, she's very dedicated to raising our child. And her parents are nearby, her grandmother's nearby, her sister's nearby, her cousins are nearby. And she gets to see this whole extended family. We got cows and horses and stuff, very different in New York. And I don't know, I think having my wife stay at home, I think she's happy. Mm-hmm. And she's a liberal. I mean, she's not like me. I'm pretty independent, but she's in Germany, their center is pretty left. And one more thing, we were talking about in America, I agree with Nick when he said that we're not creating things. My father-in-law, CEO in the auto sector, they have so many factories in Germany where they're creating widgets, like you mentioned, widgets, and they're hyper specialized. And in Germany, I think you see way more craftsmen, way more guys that are highly skilled. College is not necessary, college is free, but if you don't go to college, you don't have that stigma that you do in the United States. They value people that are skilled workers, that are building with their hands. And in Germany, which I consider generally a richer country than the United States, I spent a little more than half.
What do you mean richer country than the United States?
I consider it a little richer just because, okay, I spend, let's say, a little over 6 months here, 5 months there, have a home in both. I don't see homelessness there. And
it depends on your finding. I mean, GDP-wise, it's not even close.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't see homelessness in the streets there. Okay. I don't see the level of just raw violence of people walking into the stores and just taking things. Mm-hmm. Here, people have guns. Here, it's just widespread. School shootings. I mean, we don't have these problems in Germany. I'm just objectively speaking. And I love America, born and raised. This country saved my grandfather's life. That he came from Iran. So I have a lot of respect for this country. But I'm just saying, objectively speaking, as a father of a little infant daughter, I would feel more comfortable her going to school in Germany.
Why do you think that, and how long have you lived in Germany, or how much time have you spent in Germany?
Now it's going to be about my fourth year.
Why do you think that they've progressed so much since, there may or may not have been something that definitely happened.
Yeah, they haven't had to fund the military for 80 years. How about that?
Well, what have they done to increase their economy? What was that, Michael?
They haven't had to fund a military for 80. Like, the three go back to the 1980s and 1990s. The 3 countries that made the best automobiles in the world: Japan, Italy, and Germany. What did those 3 countries have in common? They didn't have to have a military for the last 80 years because the U.S. provided their military. So they were able to turn their manufacturing economy on other things, and that's why they build better cars and a lot of other stuff that are better than us. But to the opposite point, Pratt & Whitney is in the United States, Raytheon's in the United States, Lockheed Martin's in the United States, Boeing is in the United States.
Yeah.
There are we act like we make incredibly complex, incredibly expensive things that help our economy here in the United States. It's just we've gotten to this narrative where we don't make anything. We don't make plastic widgets like they do in China. Absolutely, but we do make a lot of things in this country.
Pull up. If you would, while having this conversation, what does America make? You're absolutely right. I mean, talking about defense and military-industrial complex and everything with that, we're making the ships and the missiles and the jets and the tanks. I mean, we're definitely making that.
Real talk. I mean, you think about Japan over the last 80 years, they have not had to worry about any
Okay.
defense spending on against China at all, because we've got Kadena and Yokota Air Base, and we've got Anderson Air Force Base in Guam. So like that's the reason why they don't have to worry about that.
Gotcha. Back to Germany.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for serving our country.
Appreciate it.
To give us all our freedom, including Nick and Adam and the ladies here. And even though we're disagreeing, it's pretty cool. We have the freedom to speak. Just in Germany, why I feel it's safer is I think that we've become desensitized to the violence here in the United States. I mean, you don't really feel it until you live abroad. And that's just, I think that we've really become desensitized. And also, I think one more reason why they do better is, again, I'm not a liberal, but they do give health care to everyone there. And I think one reason is they don't have the level of corruption in their capital as we do in the United States. Here, the right and the left are colluding. They're pillaging the middle class, left and right. Healthcare, Pat was talking about the insurance industry, and I thought, it's not healthcare, it's sick care. I mean, that's just becoming a cliche at this point. So many people are saying that. And it's true, because in Germany, I've seen the healthcare system in Germany firsthand. And I've seen the healthcare system here in the United States. There, the person that's working here as a cameraman, if he goes to the bathroom today and he takes a shit and blood comes out, he might be scared to go to the doctor to find out, hey man, I might have something that's gonna cost me $50,000. So he doesn't go, then he goes and gets it detected later. Maybe they catch colon cancer stage 3. In Germany, when it's free, someone can go get tested, catch it much earlier, and they don't have that collective stress of how am I going to pay my mortgage. But do I suggest that here in the United States? Not until we, really drain the swamp of all the corruption.